Sammi, and attendees of Fishing Conference 0. We thank you very much for attending today's panel. My name's Calder, and I'm going to show you just a few of my favorite personal fish. Why don't we get started, okay? Okay. Thank you and welcome to the Underwater Calder Swimming Around Find the Fish panel. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. The first fish I'd like to talk about is the koi fish, a large, elegant fish that I've only ever seen in Mandarin restaurants surrounding the Greater Toronto area. I did see them at the zoo once, but they were in a river where I couldn't eat them. I mean, grab them out of the river very well. The second fish I'd like to talk about is the coelacanth. This creature, I think it's old and maybe a dinosaur in some regard, but I don't really care because there's a Pokemon based on it called Relicanth, and I like that Pokemon because he looks like a confused old man. Is that red dot his eye? I've never had any idea. No, at all. I don't. The third fish I'd like to talk about is the mackerel. You may not think much of it, but you've never had mackerel sushi before, have you? That shit, there's nothing like that shit, man. That's fucking delicious. The fourth fish I'd like to talk about is the blowfish. You may not think much of it when it's small, but when it expands into its hilarious balloon form, you just want to stick your dick in it. Now I'd like to talk about just a couple of the scariest damn fish I've ever seen in my whole life. Before we get to the last few examples of fish I personally have seen underwater absolutely myself indeed, I'm going to show you the runner-up for the most hilarious fish I've ever seen, the goblin shark. Look at that motherfucker's mouth. How could you ever take that thing seriously? And that's probably how it kills you. You look at it and you laugh in its fucking dumb face, and then it chomps you with that dumb looking set of grills. Look at that, it looks like goddamn Nemesis from Resident Evil 3. Nemesis. Now, I've shown you some of my favorite fish that I've seen under the sea. I'm going to show you a few of the scariest damn things that could ever exist on our fair planet. Why the hell are these there? Why do they exist, and what purpose do they serve to the ecosystem? First up on the list of the most terrifying things I've ever seen personally in real life, the deep sea angler. Now, you may be familiar with this thanks to the movie Finding Nemo, but what you didn't know about these guys is that they are eldritch horrors from beyond the hells. These things should not exist, and they're only here because cults from yore have summoned them thus. Our second to last contender for today's list is the bobbit worm. I'm not showing you what that looks like. It's the most awful thing I've ever seen. And lastly, at the bottom of our list, man. Man arrived from our waters through amoeba evolution, and now we are here as a result. We are the most intelligent creature on the earth, and nobody can stop us, not even aliens from the outer space. We were placed here by taking the rest, and man was the creature that came over. Man is we evolved from amoebas, rose from the waters, came here as a result of nature accidents that will find the rest of the aliens solar system in the outer space. From the movies that we will only find. If you'll excuse me now, I must revert back to my bear form. Thanks for coming to Fishing Conference 0. This has been the Calder's panel of talking about fish that I've personally met in real life. Goodbye.